Nothing to say recording. Thank you for tuning in with Enchantress. That is me. The Babbler. That is me. On this revolutionary, evolutionary rise that is happening at this time. I'm not ready yet to record, but excited I am because, how things take place in our world, right? When we are evolving, when we are growing, when we are healing, when we are connecting, when we are vibing, when we are being intentional, when we are being our authentic in ourselves, right? How synchronistically and energy, synergy, and all this kind of things just come into formation, creation, things start making better sense. And so that's kind of like what just happened right now. Like I had a ding, 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 ding. So I'm a doodler, not just a babbler. I'm also a doodler. And I allow for that doodle process to take place, right? I've been doing it since a small child, and I've always allowed it, and it has helped me now to understand that, as an adult, having now been able to see clearly, right? My timeline and to see my own development, right, of certain processes and my own understanding of these processes, right? And, as a small child, doodling, was my art escape. Like, I wasn't able to be a Picasso, but I took pride in my doodles, right? And for me, they always were like codes, but again, I didn't understand a lot of what I'm understanding now, right? Having learned, like, all the runes I used to draw as a kid that I didn't know were runes that I got, brought back to, or like, as an adult, like I got drawn back into runes, right? Because I was in my, I was open to this leveling of learning now from a different what's the word I'm looking for, from a different mindset altogether, and to know that, that I've been drawing it since young and into now, and seeing it the way that I do, and how they've come into my view. It's fascinating, just learning, your own development. And if you document it, and it's always been a part of your own scientific discovery, right? Then to be able to see the pieces come together as time progresses, right? So a couple of years ago, I did a doodle, and I did it, and it was nothing fancy about the doodle, but I'm gonna find it. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna find it right now. But I'm gonna find it because I saved it, and it got a little ripped because of my cats, right? But I remember I put it on the wall because I knew that there was more to it, and I knew that by looking at this doodle, the message that was being encrypted, or decoded, or unraveling, or whatever was coming into, divine right timing with everything, like, everything just falls into place. So that was a couple of years ago, right? So it's no longer on the wall, it's not even, whatever, and it's put away, folded somewhere. And then we have conversations with people, and or we connect with other people, and sometimes people say a certain kind of thing, and then it triggers something, and then something else comes in to further expand that trigger. So that's kind of how that was. It was like a catalyst of a domino kind of effect. This person said this one thing, which gave me an picture of that doodle picture that I drew a couple of years ago. And now, in my mind's eye, created another picture that was depicting the message of that picture, but from a different light. And it's like I get it a little bit more deeper now, right? And so, yeah. So that was what I wanted to talk to you about. Well, that's what made me hit record. Anyways, but I'm not ready for that. So give me a moment. Okay, after a long pause, I'm back, and so here I am. So I said I had drawn something a couple years back, and what it was like this labyrinth, right? It was this labyrinth, and then outside of the labyrinth was this ladder, and then like a stick figure climbing up the ladder, right? And then what was the quote? The quote was something like, "Get out of the monkey brain," or something like that. It was like something with the monkey brain, right? So, I love working with other people, no matter what way I'm working with someone, whether it's creatively, artistically, like, theatrically, dramatically, whether it's, through, services that I provide, or service someone provides to me, or just social gatherings, and just whatever the case may be, I love connecting. There's so much to learn, right, and grow from through all these engagements that we have. And the more that you align with you in truth, authentic, the more harmonious and your color palette of communications with others evolves in such a pretty way, the more that you authenticate. Is that even a word? Authenticate? The more that you become in alignment with you, that you speak and radiate your divine, awesome, motherfucking truth, right? The more that you get into that kind of groove of, ooh, it's cool to be me, I'm okay with me, that kind of thing, and you just radiate and be all that you are, because beautiful by far. Do you know what I mean, Jenny? That kind of thing, that you're authentic as can be and real as can be. Belong to be me, not just don't smoke those things. Right? So, right. Anywho, so, right, and one of my wonderful, like, soul vibe connectivities, I make up words as I go along, it's okay, right? Someone had said, well, what do you advise? You okay? Hold up. Makes me vomit too. Not that. Back. Let's clean this space, clean this air. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I was saying anymore. But, that's just my cats throwing up, fur babies. Right? Oh, at Pempery. I'll include that in the description below if you are interested in her beautiful alchemized sage bouquets and other awesome things that she has to offer, that she creates. I love me some pamperies. I do, indeed. It's all about energy. It's like we all can make the same thing, right? But then your energy, your alchemy, right? As an empath, for me, I had to learn this, in a way that came after having many experiences. And then picking apart certain experiences to really understand them, so that I can overstand, so that I may, revolutionize my own evolution, right? Because that's part of it, right? How we learn to grow in our growth and articulate it to ourselves, right? That's going to determine our leveling of understanding, comprehending, that allows us to overstand or not, or repeat, you know? Because sometimes you can be so knowledgeable and yet you don't compute. So you just continue to do the same thing. It's like when you're selling someone something and they keep repeating the same thing. Meanwhile, you told them the something that will create the spark needed for them to go to that next something, but they're still saying that same something, right? What's your problem? Right. Do you know what I mean? That's the baby. Literally, that's her name. Okay, so the baby's over there barking. Okay, she's a little baby, but she don't let her size fool you. Okay, she like, he's 15. He's my old man. She's like 13. Right? She just looks like a puppet because she's the baby. Anyways, oh boy. Wait. Then I have my Maya Muka. Eternal Love Shines Forever. 2018. On those videos up, I think I was crying. So many dogs died, so I cried. It was a very hard time, challenging time for me to get through. But anyways, what was I saying? So about the picture, right? So yeah, about the picture, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah. Right. Blah blah blah. Okay, so conversations with beautiful souls, right? Right. Conversations with beautiful souls that further sparked the evolution to that picture that I doodled a few years back. I think it was around the time too. It was like 2017. I have no concept of time. Okay, guys. When it comes to stuff like this is why watching back my own timeline of documentation and then like, because it's part of my own, life experience, documentation, experimentation, right? Research, development, right? Case studies, right? As we do when we have these kind of life experiences. Some people document, some people don't. I'm a documenter, a researcher, right? A processor, right? Alchemist, right? Because I like to get to the root of many things. Always been that way. I want to know why. Behind the why. Behind the why. And please know that why never ends. So there you go. Infinite, my friends. Infinite knowledge to always be this student of life that I am, open to want to receive in the increments and in the divine timing that it is in alignment with me to receive. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, getting out of the monkey mind, right? So then I'm speaking to another divine soul, and they asked for some kind of, something that they can do in regards to something that they were speaking of. Granted. And then something else they said, I can't recall, because sometimes, we don't recall the thing that sparked the thing to begin with, that created the ooh, right? All of a sudden in my mind's eye, visualize, right? Seer's eye, right? To compute multidimensionally, all happening at one simultaneous moment of a download, right? Because that's how it is, right? When things are done. I have no Andromeda. I did not even realize you were there. Anywho, right? So, hi, beautiful. So, I have animals everywhere. Okay. One at a time. Right. So, what was I saying? Right, the expansion of this doodle that I created a few years back. That was featuring this labyrinth of a monkey mind effect, right? It's like someone from the outside of the ladder looking into the labyrinth, right? That was the doodle depiction saying, "Get out of the monkey hive," right? So it's like, okay, just so many more awakening. And they're like, oh my goodness, so what do I do? So they get the grander concept of having to find the center, right? But it's like, okay, start from a center, right? Because, sometimes we look for this, like, because we come from such a conditioned background of now, we have been accustomed to visual effects to our senses, that if we don't have something that we perceive that should be received as this effect, right? It's like filters, right? Lighting. Without my lighting, you see my dark circles more, right? With lighting, I can stay without my makeup, right? Without the lighting, I'm like, let me go put on a little foundation, right? Or not. Not. That's what I look like. I got time for that shit. I do's when I goes out. Okay? And I'll get myself Instagram photogenic ready. Okay? But when I'm here, I am here, and I am here, and I'm answering, my dears, right? No matter what I look like here. I'm content with this here. Because I'll take care of this here, and I'm so cute. Right? Okay, and all that I do, and I know I can be fabulous too. One I need to. That's it. This is quantum evolution and a whole bunch of stuff. They don't require you to show up in a freaking prom dress or wedding gown, although we can be sanctified here. Like a baptismal. Throw you in the water, splash you, ejaculate all over you, and germinating seeds. Right? So, anyways. So, yeah, it's like, oh, the monkey eye, right? And then, so here we are. Alright, I journey to my center. Hi, child. Enchantress Babbler. The child that's been left here in the center, unattended for so long because so many different multi-dimensional splits have happened into this human. Physique here, that, you, that, here. Rest, here. I came to find you, my dear, so we can integrate. Integrate? Well, let us integrate. Now what? That was the epiphany. that was the epiphany. Fine, right? And maybe that's the stagnation for some, right? You're looking for this, like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, explosive, like, oh, like, I don't know, like, some kind of, like, some kind of, like, graduation ceremony, like when you get to the center of the earth, right? And then you just find another hole. We're not gonna talk about that though. Back to the center. Okay. Voila. So it's like, okay, I'm integrated here, right? And I'm not taking away from dreams, aspirations, goals, and all that kind of stuff, like, right? But again, because even as conscious as one can be, right? Oh, I'm free, I see, okay, I'm getting, you know what I mean, it's bringing in these things. We still got other kind of senses, needs, and whether they be conditioned into our being, it does not matter because it's set free. Because even when we align in these truths that we harmonize and find the balance, the equilibrium, the truth, the alchemy, those things still exist. Right? So it's not like what? Right? So get to the center. Walk the labyrinth. Journey to the center of you. Pick up that root of you that's all you. Integrate it too as you walk. Back on out. Get the fuck up. I'm the monkey, man. Get out as you integrate. And when you get here, that's unknown territory for you, my dears. Okay, she was. Yeah. Right. Get out though. Don't stay there. Integrate and walk out together. Remember, that's a conditioned weather. The monkey brain. So get out of that too. And there's a whole other world unknown to you, open to you, that doesn't come from here. Right, my dears? That's what I hear. So it's like, get out. Get me out of here. Come here, child. Let's go. We're gonna walk out. We've integrated mind, body, heart, and soul. I am free. We are free. We are free. We are integrating. There's no place like home. Click those heels. Don't click those heels because that keeps you in the same place. Clicking them heels. Walk out that damn labyrinth. I've taken you to the journey center earlier. I found you, child. Come here. Let's go. We gotta go. We gotta go back out. We gotta go back out. Coco's gonna get us. We're gonna keep us trapped here somewhere in one of these layers of these multi-dimensional. Get the hell out, right? Yeah. So that's pretty much that depiction, right? But I did get a new deck that I've been exploring that I'm excited. I'm gonna share with you too. It's the Sacred Path cards, right? So now with this information, this integrated information, right, of what to do, right? I like this because I use them only once, like I said. So this is the second time I'm using them. So I don't know what any of these cards mean, and I'm gonna read it from the book, just because I like the vibe that the creator of these oracles had in mind when they created this set, right? So the Sacred Path cards. This extraordinary tool for self-discovery draws on the strength and beauty on Native American spiritual tradition. Developed by Native American medicine teacher Jamie Sands, this unique system distills the essential wisdom of the sacred teachings of many tribal traditions and shows users the way to transform their lives. The 44 beautifully illustrated cards, each endowed with a particular meaning and a message, may be drawn individually for a daily lesson or laid out in a series of squares that open up different paths to inner knowledge. Used with the accompanying text, which explains the various forms and methods of interpretation and divination, the cards are a powerful tool for enhanced self-awareness and positive change. So I figured after I shared that story about the labyrinth getting out of the monkey brain and all that kind of stuff, that now, because that's unknown territory, you know what I mean? Right? That's the fear factor. It's like when they thought the, how do I say this without saying this in a, the world is round, and the world is flat theory, and that you could fall off the edge of the earth, right? Which makes the illusion of the round kind of true because you can't fall off the edge of the earth, but it's expansive, it's flat, like it's, where is the end, right? But blocked off, right? So, either way. So, now we're in the mode of integrating, right? Getting to that center for integration, walking out, right? Of this monkey brain labyrinth, right? Because got to. Not, gonna be saying or repeating, remaining, complying, absorbing other things and energies. We're not gonna go there because 2021, like we learned this, alright, already. You're not gonna sit here and talk about all the nonsense, right? No. Right? We're learning. This is for our integration, for our evolution, for our progress during this process. What wisdom can be afforded to us at this momentous moment in time that is extraordinary because we are conscious, we are here, we are in tune, and we are divine in our align. Ooh, one card is out. Hour of Power. Ritual of Joy. 42, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6. 6. Oh, the book is backwards. 42. Okay, Shiva. 42. Ritual of Power. The teaching. Oh, sacred hour that reconnects my spirit with the whole. Mother Earth will fill me up through my heart and soul. I will sing my spirit song. I will be at one. I will share my energy like earth, moon, and sun. All human beings have their own internal timing. Some are very quick to accomplish a daily task, while others are more methodical. Some people have a slow metabolic rate, and others have food seemingly run through their bodies. The thought processes of some are lightning quick, and others are graced with the patience of examination. These examples of personal timing are some of the things that make us unique and different from one another. So it is that each person also has an hour of power during a day's cycle. Baby! Baby! Shiva! Jeez. Okay? They're just being destructive. So it is that each person also has an hour of power during a day's cycle. Every person feels more connection with a certain time of day or evening. For some, it may be just before sunrise when the world is still and quiet and the fading darkness is about to greet Grandfather Sun. For others, it may be at 3 or 4 a.m. when the stirrings of life are totally quiet and entering the silence is easier. For some, it may be high noon when Grandfather Sun is at his peak and his flooding is love and warmth on all creation. For others, it may be sunset, the day's transition into a starry wonder. For all people, their special time of day or evening is their hour of power. Once again, we need to look at the significance of power. When you feel powerful, you might feel happy, courageous, bold, ready to meet life, full of vitality, able to use your talents, connected to all life forms, and or balanced in who and what you are. These are all aspects of wholeness. The power that lives as truth is no more than our acknowledgement and proper use of all aspects of ourselves. If you want to find your hour of power, notice when you feel at your best and when you feel at your weakest. The times are usually exactly opposite by 12 hours. These are your internal cycles. For instance, those that feel best at 3 a.m. are usually getting a dip in energy at 3 p.m. If you have never been up at 3 a.m., you may not have noticed how you feel at that hour. We all have that internal timepiece that sends us a splash of energy and vigor when we connect to the earth at the peak hour of our personal cycle. When we are out of touch with our bodies or the Mother Earth from which they were made, we lose our sense of timing. Without that internal timing, we tend to lose our balance. I was taught the value of this internal cycle when I lived in Mexico. Joaquin was a master at teaching me how to touch that place that made me feel as if I was connected and electrified. One day he made me sit in the shade of a jacaranda tree and be still for 12 hours. Joaquin was aware that my hour of power had to be near the evening since I had my vision quest opening at midnight. So I began sitting at 2 in the afternoon. I had to notice the pulse of my body and how it harmonized with Mother Earth's heartbeat. At the time, I was unaware that our planet had a pulse. After an hour or so, I could feel the pulses and surges of energy coming from the earth and how they entered my body or bounced off. Just before sunset, the hills of San Luis transformed into the undulating sensuality of long shadows of lilac light highlighted with apricot and gold. Mother Earth's breathing female form was shown to me in the hills and mountains beyond. It was almost as if she was stretching and gently disengaging herself from the activities of the day. Then I felt the entry point of my hour of power as early evening dawned, a serene coat of pastel colors, and the world stood still. It was as if the day was passing the baton to evening and the energy of the pulses of Earth totally changed. My energy started to pick up and I could feel the life force within me come into alignment with Mother Earth's pulses. The jacaranda flowers blew in the gentle breeze, born of total silence and in the stillness of the moment. Day gave way to evening. The blue-violet blossoms matched the high heavens as my eyes traveled closer to the horizon, which sported the last rays of Grandfather's light. I could feel that dying light inside my middle as it gave birth to a new kind of earth pulse. The new pulse was not as direct as the day pulse, but was strong, while more feminine and sensual. My body was magnetizing the colors of sunset and was fueled and electrified with the new energizing force. The empowerment of my internal timing and the energizing of my body was enough to let me know that this was my hour of power. I felt the buildup of energy as if my body was making ready for some great adventure. I had always known that I did my most creative work at night, and now I fully understand why. It is most important to be silent and to feel that hour of power in each day as it feeds and nourishes the body, heart, mind, and spirit. It is the zero rest balance point akin to the pause in between the in-breath and out-breath of the body. That place that is perfectly neutral just before the birth of a new phase of a creation. Our spirits come from the wind, which is also our breath. The spirit pauses when our internal timing is shifting gears. Then the spirit fills the body with total joy and exuberance. The hour of power is a ritual of joy. It is a time of day when each individual is filled with the essence of aliveness and pure connection to all creation. As this time is unique with each person, it is a solitary time that invokes a sustaining flow of aliveness that will feed the person with great mysteries, pure mana, or life force. The joy that fills you in this time period can be a medicine you may call on at any other time of day when there is need. To call on the medicine of the hour of power, you need only to close your eyes and breathe in the pulses of Mother Earth's heartbeat and recreate the joy through the remembrance. Remember how it felt during your hour of power. Firmly plant your feet on Mother Earth, and as you breathe in the joy, feel it coming up the soles of your feet from Mother Earth's molten heart center. The Earth connection is pure sustenance and will allow you to ride out any storm. Due to the lack of Earth connection in the modern urban world, many have disconnected from their personal rhythms. The hour of power has no connection to your birth time. It is your internal rhythm. The changing of body structure caused by surgery, trauma, shock, etc. can change the internal timing as a result of the interrupted connection to the heartbeat of the Mother Earth. If a person were to stay connected to the Earth and allow the body to be healed through Earth connection, there would not be any change in the internal timing. When there has been a growth period change in consciousness or healing, the hour of power may change. We are constantly evolving, and our internal timing will also regulate to the new growth. Then the body's original hour of power can take on a new rhythm or different timing due to its new state of health. The application. The hour of power speaks of rituals of joy. No matter what your present situation, you are being asked to do what gives your heart the greatest joy. Drop any activity that is taxing and focus on connecting to the earth and being fed with the energy you need to maintain happiness. This card signals the zero rest balance point that will help you from becoming out of harmony and realign body, mind, and spirit by doing something that gives you joy. This little happiness break is what will keep you from breaking apart if you are stressed out. Life force is available to you in this moment. Be reminded not to leak this precious mana on regret or indecision. The keynote here is celebrating life. Find the blessings that give you joy, discover your hour of power, and feed the talents that allow you to develop your greatest potential. I think it's beautiful, right? So you get out, right? You go into the journey to the center, then you run out with your hole, right? Get out, get out, get out. Reach out here into the abyss of the unknown, this moment of power, right? That is you, the surge of joy, and do what it is that you love. That's it. And if you don't know what that is, it's time to discover. All of you. There's still so much about me that I'm discovering every day. That, wow, you know, to know that there's no limit to what I can do or would want to do and what I can grow into and evolve. The more I evolve, the more that the things that I do will evolve too, naturally. Right? Either way, that is that. And that is that. So I wanted to share that. Okay? This is a healing channel. Either way, no matter how it is that you feel right now, today you will feel and leave out of here. No matter how long you stood here in here for, you will leave out of here feeling a whole different kind of alchemical way. And trust me when I say, because that's part of my DNA, right? This alchemy. There's this alchemy. Right. So, till we speak again, love and align. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. There is going to be one link for you there, right? There's going to be plenty of other things in there too, but there is this one master link of all links that connects you to me on every single various platform that I have available. You know, many are free, like, you know, but the one master link connects you and I on every single platform. So I update that as my information updates as well. So if you just click that one link and you want them to connect with me more, then that will show you exactly where, and you would see what interests you, and then that's where you would choose for you what level of interest and investment you would also want to make in yourself with the things that I offer that are also free and not free. So yeah, and that is that. And then make sure, you know, to show some love, and then that's it.